Hi there and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Sherry. Today we are talking about Club Mobay, and Club Mobay is something that I get asked about a ton, and I'm a travel agent. I book a ton of clients to go to Jamaica, and all of them ask about Club Mobay, so I thought that I should film a video to talk a little bit more about it. So, Club Mobay is available at Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay. It's also available at Kingston Airport, but I'm not going to talk about the Kingston Airport Club Mobay because I think it's called Club Kingston, because I've never been there. I actually have never booked a flight to Kingston. Most people visiting Jamaica are going to fly into Montego Bay because they're either going to go to Negril, to South Coast, to Ocho Rios, or stay in Montego Bay. And most people who fly into Kingston are generally more business travelers or residents who live in that part of the island. So what Club Mobay is it's a service, a VIP level service that you can purchase, and you can purchase it for your arrival, you can purchase it for your departure, or you can purchase it for both. So as I'm talking about my experience, know that we used Club Mobay most recently on our trip in July of 2020. So this is during the time of COVID-19. Protocols have changed, things have changed, but I specifically wanted to film this video now because I think that these protocols and the things that they're doing are probably going to last for a while into the future. I don't expect some of these things to change like next week. And so I thought it was important to describe what Club Mobay is as of right now for people who are planning a trip to Jamaica in the next several months. So in this time of COVID-19, not a lot has changed in terms of the arrival service. So the VIP arrival service really starts right after you get off the plane. As you come down the ramp, you usually will see a handful of Club Mobay employees lined up. They all have their beautiful red button-up shirts and usually black pants or a black skirt, and they're holding a sign with your name on it. And so you'll just go up to them and say, "Hi, I'm Sherry," and they will greet you, and they will usually ask you how your flight was and talk you through the process that you're going to go through. So currently in Jamaica, you do have to go through a health screening. I made a whole video about that and our experience, what to expect before you go, and then our experience at the airport, and I will go ahead and link them up above and in the description box below. But in our experience, we did not get to cut the line for the health screening. However, I have heard that other people have. On our flight, there were about 8 to 10 people who had Club Mobay, and none of them did get to cut the line for the health screening. So we did wait in line for the health screening, but it was nice because our Club Mobay representative explained to us what was going to be happening, how long she thought it was going to take, just talking about the protocols that we were going to encounter coming up next. Once we got through the health screening, she walked us through customs and immigration. So generally, when there's no health screening, the real benefit to the arrival service with Club Mobay is that you get to skip the lines. So Club Mobay has special lines for customs and immigration that are generally shorter than the regular lines. So you really do get that VIP service. You get to fast track through customs and immigration. Now, I will tell you that our experience from the time we got off the plane until the time that we cleared customs and immigration took about 45 minutes. I have heard that people with Club Mobay or without Club Mobay have been taking about 3 hours to get through that process. And a lot of that is just going to depend on how many planes are arriving at the time you're arriving, and how many people are on those planes and getting off those planes. But your mileage may vary on whether your Club Mobay representative is able to cut the line for the health screening or not. And so after you go through customs and immigration, your Club Mobay representative will take you to where you need to go to let your transportation know that you are there. So a lot of the resorts also have their own lounge in arrivals, and at that point you can either stay in the arrivals lounge there, or you can go to the Club Mobay lounge. We opted on this trip to go to the Club Mobay lounge. I wanted to have one of their rum punch, which were fabulous. Generally, there are also snacks in the Club Mobay lounge that are out on the counter, but because of this time of COVID-19, the snacks were not out and you did have to request them. On this trip, we were staying at couples resorts in Negril, and our transportation was ready, so we just got our drinks, and we actually took drinks to go in the bus. and we did not opt to get the snacks. Now, the part for me about Club Mobay that I absolutely love is the departure service. So when you are leaving Montego Bay, they have a special line after you check your bags, go to the counter, do whatever you need to do for your airline, and you're about to go through security. Club Mobay has a special area and a special line that you get to go through. So you'll have your paperwork that you purchased Club Mobay. But if you didn't purchase it and you wanted the departure service, there is the option to go to that little window and say that you would like to purchase the departure service, and you can purchase it there if there is availability. We're gonna assume that you planned ahead and you purchased your Club Mobay, and so you'll go through that line, they'll check your papers, and you'll get a special line to go through security to kind of bypass the other lines of security. You'll go through security and then you will head to the departures lounge. Like I said, the departures lounge is definitely where it's at. That is really the value in Club Mobay, in my opinion, because I don't like to sit in the chairs, be uncomfortable, be waiting for your flight, looking for something to eat. The Club Mobay lounge has it all, and they have it all for everyone. The Club Mobay lounge has this awesome bar with great drinks. If you don't want to sit at the bar, there is seating all around. It is open seating. You can sit wherever you'd like. In the middle, they usually have the counter where they'll have all kinds of food items, different snacks, little sandwiches, that kind of stuff. Because of COVID-19, that is currently closed. So we did receive a menu, and on the menu, we were able to order whatever we wanted, as much as we wanted. And the food came out. I feel like the portions were very, very small. I was actually really, really surprised. So we did order a couple of things on this trip because we didn't have lunch. We were kind of hungry. We knew it would be a while before we ate. So just keep that in mind, but you are able to order as much as you like. The Club Mobay Lounge has TVs, it has Wi-Fi, it has plugs. It has this cool little area for your children, and so you would actually be able to sit and watch your children play and relax and not have to worry about them running off. So I really appreciate that, especially if you have small children. Additionally, in the Club Mobay Lounge, there's newspapers, there's magazines. They have really clean bathrooms. So a lot of times you're gonna be arriving to the airport really early. They're gonna get you there 3 hours before your departure. And right now, I know it's not taking a lot of time to get through security, and so you're probably going to move through pretty quickly. We got to the airport about 3 hours before our departure, and we spent a good 2 hours and 15 minutes or so in Club Mobay. They also have a spa, which is awesome. So you don't have to think that when you get to the airport, your vacation is over. I mean, think about it, you've just spent all this time on vacation, and then you get to sit at a spa and maybe get a massage, get a facial. This is not something we did on this trip, but I think the next time I'm definitely gonna have to schedule a spa treatment at the end of our vacation. So I know the question that you're gonna ask is, well, how much is it? So like I said, you can either purchase Club Mobay for an arrival, for departure, or for both. So the arrival service is $50 per person, per adult, ages 12 or older, and $25 for children 2 to 12. Under 2 is free. The departure service, which I think is a steal of a deal, is $30 per person, and $20 2 to 12, and under 2 is free. So if you were to bundle the services, get both arrival and departure, there's not a discount. It's $80 for adults 12 and older, and $40, so you do save $5 for children 2 to 12, and children under the age of 2 are free, which I think this is a great deal. Now you do have to pay for your spa services, and if you do want to include your transfers with Club Mobay, you do have to pay for that. But I think for the price, it's totally worth it. So we did tip our arrivals host. I think we tipped her $12, maybe $15. And I think between $5 and $10 per person is pretty customary, because she does kind of walk you through, kind of gives you all the tips and tricks and whatever you need to do to get through that whole process. And on the departure service, we did tip our bartender and we tipped our waitress for our food. But other than that, there are no additional fees. So the question I get a lot is, Club Mobay worth it? And I know not everyone's gonna agree with me here, but I think that right now, I'm not sure the arrival service really matters, because I think it's hit and miss if you're gonna get through front of the line for the health screening, because I'm hearing about 50-50. People either get to the front of the line with their Club Mobay or people don't. In our experience, we didn't. And once we got through that health screening, there were no lines for customs and immigration. But if you do get to pass the health screening and get to the front of the health screening with Club Mobay, if you get lucky and that happens for you, absolutely the service is worth it. I think that the departure service is 100% worth it. To be able to have a clean, quiet area, to be able to have your food included. You know how much airport food is, and it's horrible. And this food was pretty good. So I think that if you're only gonna get one, I would probably get the departure service, and I know people are gonna disagree with me here, but for us on this particular trip, in the time of COVID-19 without health screening, the arrival service really wasn't worth it for us. In general, do I think you should get Club Mobay for arrivals and departures? Absolutely. And I think we just need to see what's gonna happen with the health screening and how long that continues, and if that process speeds up or slows down, to see if Club Mobay is worth it. Tell me in the comments below, have you used Club Mobay? Do you think it is worth it? If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would love for you to subscribe if you have not already. I post new videos every week. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!